Try again. What the heck? What? Okay. I think it's working. Let me see. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, cool. It's up. I just got like an error message, but it's recording. Sorry this is so late. This is the energy reading for Pisces season. Even though Pisces season is pretty much over, we have like one more week to go, but I figured why not? I really wanted to do this reading like a month ago for Pisces season, but a lot has happened. And for any of you who are watching this or saw that I streamed this or whatever, and they're like, what? How did I miss it? Do not worry, you didn't miss anything. I am currently live streaming as unlisted, which means basically this is a private video. For those of you who have seen me do this on the channel already, you might already know, I just sort of do this sometimes for when I'm just trying to upload a video, but that I don't want to like record it and then upload it. I find it to be much faster to just live stream it privately and then just switch it to public after I finish the video. So yeah, good morning. I just woke up, and so I decided that I would do this. Last night I was putting my cards on that green chair for a private reading, pretty much. But Usnavi's on the chair right now, so yeah. We are going to look into the season of Pisces from the first parts of it, the next parts, or like weeks. I kind of like split it up into quarters. Yeah. I'm doing like 3 cards per quarter, if that makes sense. So in the first quarter of Pisces season, so like the first week, what is going on, or what has happened, basically? Uranus, passion, indulgence, sexuality. The Strength card, this is being tested, or like you're having to have real strength and endurance and patience about this. So maybe something or someone, or your desires that you've been waiting for in the first week of Pisces season. Maybe you had felt like you had been really holding on, really just trying to hold on to like true strength and really believe that your desires and passions, wants, and therefore needs are going to be met. And satellite, support, attraction, companionship. Yeah, it's like this manifestation felt like it was close in some sort of way, or your intuition was at least trying to tell you that. It's like you've felt this way for maybe a long time, so maybe it was like hard to believe that it's like that your manifestation is close, because oftentimes it feels like that. But in the first week of March, this was the vibe. This is how you might have been feeling, if that resonates with you. I'm going to go ahead and clarify. And it is definitely a very chilly morning. So, woo! Gosh. So let's clarify the first week, just to be more specific. Okay. 6 of Swords. That's nice. 2 of Wands. It's like Okay, so I feel like the first week you were mentally preparing to move on from whatever phase you're in life at that time, and maybe even presently for those of you who like are still resonating with this, even though this is like 3 weeks late. Um, so yeah, and like, yeah, needing to make a decision on what way to move forward mentally. So it's like you were really thinking, um, and planning on like, yeah, and just deciding that you're like, okay, I really want peace. I really want to move forward and to find my passion in life, whether that's like romance, um, like um, life, like work or like soul purpose, whatever you want to call that. Um, yeah. Okay. So, King of Swords is just kind of like fortifying that message with the Six of Swords. So yeah, in the first week, it's like you were like mentally preparing, and it looks like you basically came to a decision in the first section of Pisces season, the first quarter. By the end of the first week, somewhere around that point, you. I mean, it looks like the whole first quarter, first week of Pisces season, you were really just like on it when it comes to like mentally preparing to move forward, to move on, wanting peace and wanting like it's like your standards. You set the bar to the highest, to what you know you deserve, and to the best of your abilities, you did not settle on that standard, no matter how it looked in the reality, because mentally and in your being, you just knew that it was right to do that, and that it is right to do that always, to stand up for yourself, your standards, what you deserve, and to not settle on that. You should actually never have to settle on that, contrary to what plenty of humans on this world would tell you. So, that's the first week. Second week of Pisces season, we've got the Nine of Wands. But I feel like that whatever was going on through the first week or in your life, the Knight of Wands indicates that that energy is not done yet. So even though this is going on in the first week of Pisces season, I'm getting in the start of the second season that it's still going on. The Hermit card, we're getting nines, like 9 and then 9 again. And then the Three of Wands. So the Nine of Wands, the Hermit card, number 9, and the Three of Wands. I mean, it looks like you definitely moved forward with that decision, and then it just became a period of like solitude, of really standing firm in your own beliefs, in your individuality, being yourself, and kind of going at it alone, even if like it meant having to leave either people or places or certain things behind. Or for some of you, or a lot of you, maybe it also feels like maybe it felt like you weren't leaving those people, places, and things behind, but that those things and people and whatever left you behind. But however way you look at it, pretty much the second week of Pisces season, if this resonates with you, was a lot more independence, solitude, and something more final happening Whereas in the first week, it was a lot of mentally preparing for it. And then the second week, it like actually happened. And it could have been very painful, or just not what you wanted. I'll share, like, this is definitely like resonating with me about breakups, pretty much, that I just got out of my 2-year relationship. For those of you who've been on this channel for a while, you might know who I'm talking about. And yeah, that sucks. But yeah, in the first week, lots of conflicts, pretty much. But anyways, how I'm relating is that, like, what I was mentally preparing for and stuff was standing up for my standards and everything, yes, but I wasn't expecting. I mean, it makes sense since this happened every time before, but I was hoping that he could just like step up and meet these standards, these very, very, very fundamental standards. Um, but like, I guess he was really serious when he meant he can't not do said bare minimum. um, but yeah, my point is, like, even though in the first week you may have been mentally preparing and setting the tone for what you want and standing firm in that belief, that doesn't necessarily mean that what actually ended up happening was able to match your vibe. Some of you might have also gotten like really disappointed, or like faced some sort of challenges or separation, um because maybe what you were hoping for was for your existing situation. You were like at a point where, like, I'm technically willing to like let this like crash and burn if I can really go out there and then with my freedom to live my journey, like find what I'm actually looking for. But I prefer that what I've got could just like step up, you know? Some of you, it doesn't have to be that way. For some of you, what you were like preparing for mentally and what you were standing firm in for yourself was that you do want something to be over. But even so, in the second week with the Nine of Wands, it tells me it's just like, even though you're reaching that point, and it basically happened, that you were spiritually, and so in a sense, like kind of mentally, but just like in your being, just still were not quite ready for this and like needed some time to go on like a spiritual journey for yourself and really discover yourself and maybe work through feeling hurt, betrayed, angry, disappointed, things like that. But even through that, in the second week, you were really transitioning over towards like, I mean, this was always there, the Three of Wands, you know? The next step, going from the Two of Wands to the Three of Wands, you know? The Three of Wands is a waiting period card. It's a card of waiting for ships to come in so that you can go on them and, like, you know, take up those opportunities. So I definitely resonate with this, but, you know, the second week might have been like bitter feelings about whatever direction things went, for those of you that resonate with that, but choosing to move forward and keep communicating with the universe and expressing what you're looking for with your own energy. Now that you're kind of solitary and free, independent, for me, it was like, oh, now I'm single. Nothing is stopping me from getting to talk to people, getting to meet new people. And I didn't really want to do that. I'm gonna do a little storytelling time, or sharing, whatever word I was trying to say, and which is like, No, I'll share maybe another time. Well, it's the Pisces season reading, and I'm a Pisces. Um, so leading up to the breakup with I guess, my ex, and for those of you who know this, me and my ex were on and off. So when we did break up, I was sure that it was just another phase, that like this is what we're doing, but like no, like we'll keep trying, but no. But anyways, we pretty much broke up days before my birthday slash on my birthday at the same time. It felt really official on my birthday, but we had broken up like just before it. And it's the morning and I'm on like this dating app and I'm like trying to talk to people. Like I woke up on my birthday at like 3 a.m. and I'm like messaging, or like random people are messaging me. I'm trying to meet literally just whoever, the right person, you know? And it's just a bunch of like guys like profiling me and like objectifying me and like interviewing me. And I'm like, God, and it's my birthday. And none of them know that, of course. I'm not like telling them. But like they're like trying to give you a chance, I guess. And I'm just like, hey, and they're like, hey. I'm just like, just jump on the chance to hang out with me and give it a try. Like, why so like elitist? I don't know. Um and so I'm just like frustrated and like a bunch, and then like nothing working out, and then just like a bunch of like that, and then like creepy people too that reach out, that like they don't care who you are, they just want to do stuff, and I'm just like, please leave me alone. And this is like the morning of my birthday, and I'm like, I my actual boyfriend is like in the other room avoiding me and ignoring me because I said like to get away from me because things went so downhill. And like, yeah, it just really sucked. And I basically just started crying. So it's like, even though I was doing the thing and knew what I was going for, it was a painful start to that. And I wasn't quite ready for the relationship itself to actually be over. And so I was still holding on in ways, even though it was technically already over. And I just wasn't even sure if that was true because that's happened before, you know? But as time moved forward by a few extra days, yep, it was definitely true. It was officially over. Like, he wanted to like play video games with me one morning. I went to take a shower first. Then I started like talking on video chat to my bestie because she's like moving. At the time, she's moved officially now. And then like my sibling comes home and tells me like, oh hey, his name is Michael. Michael just I saw Michael outside. He said he's going to his parents' house. I was like, what? And so like he walked out and got all his things without me knowing while I was on video chat. Um and so then it was like officially over at that point because he like got away. There's this fun dynamic between us where we we he likes to create this narrative where, oh, I'm keeping him here and like not letting him go, even though technically he is free to leave. But I had let him go all so many times that it ended up just being a waste of my gas because ends up just being me like doing his part after he wrongs me apologizing to him for him wronging me, and then begging him to come back, and it's just a waste of my time, energy, and gas. So in the last like 6 months of the relationship, I just like cut to the chase, and like anytime he was just like, I'm leaving, I would like literally like stop him and be like, yeah, no. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm just gonna end up following you outside, and it's freezing outside, so no. So it just got really toxic is my point, like on both ends. I would like acknowledge like I wasn't like the greatest, person about everything. And yeah, definitely the day after my birthday, I said some really harsh things because it was my birthday. He basically promised me that I had an actual birthday planned, and I was crying. This was like a few days before my birthday, and I was like, I don't believe you. And he's like, it is. It's happening. It really is. And I was like crying, but also kind of like smiling, but then going back to crying because I'm like, it's too good to be true. I can't have a good birthday. That's not going to happen. That's not for me. It's just going to be a disaster. And then he bailed, basically, and there was no super secret birthday planned. Not, not that got nothing that got executed, anyways. So yeah, that was terrible. Forgot why I was mentioning that. Yeah. Oh yeah, the harsh things I said. So yeah, the day after, I was like, I want to know. Tell me, what were these pretend presents? And he was like, pretend. I was like, yeah, because you gave me all these empty promises about a birthday happening and nothing happened. Pretend, fake, wasn't real. It was really, I was quite harsh and like witty, you could say, whatever. And then when he told me what they were, I was like, that was the idea. I guess you could say it was mean, but I was like, if you really knew me, you would know that that would be the exact thing that I wouldn't want. It really was. It really was something that I would never want. I'm literally wearing like an I am me shirt, and this first gift idea is like the opposite of I am me. It was just, and I was like, that sounds like something you want for your birthday. And in that case, sure, no judgments there. Makes sense. In theory, that sounds kind of cool, but like, you're supposed to know me, and you would know that I would never want that. And I'm a big fan of not making anyone feel bad about their gifts that they give me, because I think the important thing about a gift is that it's thoughtful. I kind of don't really care what the gift is, so long as it's thoughtful. And I thought that the first big gift thing that it that it wasn't. I thought it was an insult, honestly. I was like, why? I was like, why are we doing a reenactment of H2O right now? For any of you who've watched is it Australian TV series H2O, Just Add Water? It's a series about these three main characters, Cleo, Ricky, and Emma. And they basically become mermaids. And that's funny, the Three of Pentacles is on the back of the deck. And like, basically this one guy, Lewis, who's like the bestie of the trio, there's an episode where it's his birthday and he's supposed to be with Cleo, but he ends up with this other character, Charlotte. And Charlotte throws him his birthday party and surrounds him with a bunch of people that he doesn't even know, which are her friends from this like school that she used to go to from her old school. And like music that he doesn't like, it's her music. And like throws him a birthday party, but And so I was like, why are we doing a reenactment of H2O is what I said. Because I was like, this is exactly what Charlotte did. Why emulate that? I don't understand. Um it just, I don't know. I still believe that way currently. But I was very, very harsh about it. I can see that. I saw it in the moment too. I was like, yeah. I saw the heartbreak on his face. It was really sad. But I was just too pissed off. I was like, no, this is my birthday. I'm not going to empathize with you about ruining my birthday. Like, why? And, like, why are you so heartbroken about it? Shouldn't you just care about me? It didn't make sense to me. at all. I know he loves me. I know that he has regrets and that he wanted it to be perfect, this relationship, and that the gift was going to be well received, that it was the right gift. Like he really thought for some reason. But yeah, no. Sorry. I guess he thought wrong there. His second gift was amazing, though. I will say that. But at that point, I was underwhelmed when he told me what the second gift was because it was arriving in the mail. The first gift, by the way, was like a flop. It was like he was trying to get it, but he couldn't. And I was like, I'm kind of glad it didn't come together. I wouldn't want that. Um, but the second gift, at that point I was just underwhelmed. I'm like, okay, so everything then is that, and it's a candle. I was like, you're getting me a candle, and for months have been like giggling about how you got this huge birthday surprise for me, and it's a candle. Um, it's like if you don't hype me up like that, and then you present me a candle for a gift, I would love it. But like I'm breaking down crying, and you're promising me that I'm gonna have an extremely special birthday, quarter century birthday, where I'm not alone, where people really care that it's my birthday, like all of that. Like, you're gonna give me all these empty promises. Don't make it all end up being a candle and then that's it. Like, and that's the thing. He was trying to get my friends together, two of my best friends, to wish me a happy birthday. And to me, that would be huge. But the thing is, he also ruined those things because, yeah, I'll just say, like, because of the conflicts between me and him, I ended up missing crossing paths with one of those besties of mine. So she came over here at the same time that I left, and when I came back, she had left. And we literally missed each other the entire birthday. And it's his fault. Like, sure, it was because of my decisions, but like, damn, I was doing the right thing through the whole entire thing for myself. And even like the part on my birthday that made me miss my friend, it wasn't even just because that me and my ex were separated and in conflict. That was really why. But if I were to tell him that, and he would be like, "Well, you could have. That's not my fault that you just missed her on your birthday." I'm like, okay, well, the other reason for why is because I chose to. Basically, there was a car stranded on the side of the road, and I was like, "It's my birthday. I'm feeling generous," and so I stopped the car and I parked and I went over and asked the random person if they needed help with their car. And then we tried pushing the car up the hill, and then I couldn't push it up the hill, and it started rolling down the hill, and then I was scared. So like a bunch of time, that basically like threw my day for a loop. And then like by the time like that happened, my day, the projection or whatever of the day, projectile, I don't know, went a whole different way. And that ended up being why I didn't cross paths with my bestie. But it's because I don't have a phone at the moment. I don't have phone service. So I had to drive back to the house, and she was in my room waiting for me, and she heard me come home. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah. He's about to come in my room." But I didn't. I knocked on my sibling's door being like, "Oh, there's a stranger. They need help. Oh my gosh, it's an emergency." And my sibling's like, "Okay, let me get some pizza." And like they like took their time, and I'm like, hurry! It was just really funny. No, we're very different. I was like, I know who not to call if I ever have car trouble, which I can't call anyone right now because I don't have a phone. But anyways, um, we go, and then like by the time we get there, the guy's like, "Oh, someone else showed up. I got help. Thank you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then me and my sibling just do a bunch of things throughout the day. Then I come back home, and I see a note on my desk. I see these amazing gifts by my bestie, from my bestie, because I know they were from her. And I read the note, and like she left, and she was like, "I'm so sorry I missed you. Maybe it was a bad idea to surprise you." And I was like, "No, it was perfect. That's the exact thing I wanted." Um, but yeah, it was just difficult. But yeah, I just wanted to share that on the channel. So yeah, let's clarify the second week. Got the Eight of Cups. This is the moving away, walking away card. Leaving stuff behind. So, that's interesting. The Nine of Swords. Kind of moving away, walking away from your fears is what I'm getting. Trying to, working on it, choosing to. Like, it's like any fears you had, you were just kind of pretty sure they were an illusion for many of you in the second week. And you just continued moving forward despite the fears. And you kept doing your thing. For me, and for me, it was talking or trying to meet people. But yeah, this says expression, confidence, and communication. So you kept trying to meet people, or you kept trying to express your needs to the universe, however form you're doing this. For those of you watching, Queen of Cups, and hold on to that faith emotionally and that wisdom emotionally, that that there's someone out there for you, or that this manifestation that you believe in is out there for you. You know it in your heart and you long for it, and you're trusting that longing instead of thinking that you're broken by having that longing. No, oftentimes when we feel like there's something missing, it's because something is missing. This is what I finally have come to know on my journey, because so much when you tell people that you're lonely or that you like really want someone or whatever, they're like, you have to learn how to be independent. You got to learn to love yourself before you can learn to love others. And it's like, okay, that actually is great, and that applies to lots of people, and sure, must surely apply to me. But I don't think that's what my entire 25 years of life has been teaching me. I think my journey has been teaching me that I already know what I want, and that I've been getting myself through every day the whole time anyways. Like, I've been doing that. No, like, I'm saying, like, anyone would go crazy if you just only had yourself and then had to like make believe that you have make believe friends, make believe loved one, partner, like, oh, like, it's like, it's not the same thing just being like on your own. I mean, for those of you out there who would want that, that's a different thing. That's like actually what you want. But I don't know. I'm sure those of you can relate. Like those of you who know that you're looking for love, basically, and then like you'll like tell people, or you have in the past growing up in life, and they'll give you some like independent talk BS, or they'll tell you that there's someone out there for you. And the people who are telling you that are correct. Those are the homies. Shout out to one of my other besties, Kim. I love Kim so much. There's a few Kims that you'd be like, who, me? Yeah, all of you guys. But specifically my friend Kim, that I kind of grew up with for like the last 8 or so years. And she, like, yeah, it was like at the time that I was graduating from high school, and I was telling her, and I'm like, I really don't think anyone's out there for me. I'm just like, I couldn't explain why, because I was so ashamed of who I am um, at the time. But she really was like, no, I'm so sorry. I really believe that there's so many people out there who would be into you. Like, it's just true. And I just didn't believe her. But she was right. But anyways, yeah. So if you do tell people and they tell you that like hopeful messages, those people are correct. But anyways, third week. Not sure how much any of you guys got out of the second week messages, since it was mostly just me talking about myself. But week 3 of Pisces season, we've got the Ace of Swords, investigation, detail, detection. That is really cool. So it's like, yeah, you keep investigating. You kept pursuing your goal. or goals, plural. 8 of Pentacles, time, milestone, and progression. And maybe you reached a real solid milestone quite literally in the 3rd week. The Justice card. Social justice, radical effort, rebellion. So let me just look at the dates of Pisces season. Pisces season started maybe around February 22nd. So like 1 week and then like 2 weeks and then like, yeah, 3rd week. This is the 3rd week pretty much. Yeah. We're at like the end of the 3rd week right now. So things turning out right for you. Things turning out to be in your favor. With all the progress that you've made, it turns out things went the right way. Also, I need to respond to someone. Woo! Oh. Oh. Cute. Cute. Okay. All right. So, continuing my messages. That was basically it. This is definitely true for me. Oh, I've got quite the story for those of you who want to know about my love life. For any of you who are like, oh my gosh, poor Son Nguyen, you must be devastated. Kinda, that's true too. But like, no, I was on it. As you guys know, like as I said, on my birthday was literally already meeting people. It wasn't great. It was really heartbreaking because I'm like, why on my birthday do I need to be objectified by people? And like, obviously, I could have just like not been on the app, but like, I'm doing what I'm wanting to do, you know, or trying. I'm like trying to find that person, and you're gonna meet a lot of uncool people along the way. But I met cool people along the way too. So yeah, things really picked up for me as I continued pursuing and stating more clearly each time what I'm looking for, what I'm going for, who I'm going for, all of that. Who I am, what I'm about, and the right balance of what I'm willing to share with people online, and when I meet them in person, what I'm willing to tell them about myself. And I basically ended up going on a few dates. Date number 1, there was some good things and there were lots of bad things, or drawbacks. I wouldn't necessarily call the first date bad. Date number 2 was solid, but not much like spark and a lot of silence, or like not a lot of activity, just like talking about the same topic for the whole 3 hours. But it was an interesting topic. Um, and then like date number 3, they said they just wanted to talk. I was pretty sure they just wanted a hookup. I was right. They just want to hook up. But also true, they did just want to talk. But yeah, um, once I went over there, like after talking, then they just wanted to do stuff. And I was like, this is a hookup now. It's like, this is the opposite of what you said you wanted. And then, well, they drove me there. And then they said that if I ever want to go home anytime, that just let them know. And after he made moves and for some reason no meant yes, I was like, I want to go home now. And I went home. But before that point, very social. We really vibed. I was able to be myself about spirituality because, like, during the car ride, we were talking about tarot readings, all that stuff. Um, and those were like the 3 dates that I went on. And there were other people that I met, and every single person was all in Aries, and I just love that. But yesterday, like, I just felt like, okay, the progression is happening. That date with that 3rd guy was 2 days ago. So yesterday, I was like, maybe today I'm gonna meet someone like that's like it, you know, that's like the bar. And I literally did. So for those of you wondering, yeah, I reached a milestone when it comes to that journey of trying to look for my bestie, my gay bestie. I found him. And so, yeah, things turned out right, pretty much, is how I see this message. So for those of you, for this third week, maybe that's what's happening for you too. I'm going to go ahead and clarify generally for those watching this video, not like just myself. We get the Page of Cups, an expression of love, a gift, an emotional gift that you are expressing out to the world and receiving back in return. Two of Cups in return. Look at that. That's just like literally true then. And then Two of Pentacles. And now in the third week, it's like that's very emotional. And physically, both of you are a little bit held back in life by your own financial setbacks or physical limitations or whatever. Distance, it could be whatever. And that's the third week. So we're going to just wrap this up quickly with the fourth and final week of Pisces season. So this is the upcoming week. We've got Venus, beauty, love, and relationships. Number 2 is what it says, is the card. Number 1, or the Ace of Pentacles. Transition, renewal, evolution. So your love life is evolving, or your relationships are evolving and transitioning into something full of life and love instead of pain and resentment and bitterness and sorrow and loss. So really shifting to a new situation there. The Four of Swords, peaceful. I know this looks like rah, but the Four of Swords to me is a peaceful card. And honestly, I think this guy is really cute. It's the perception that just because you're very powerful in your peaceful thoughts, that silly, ignorant humans, these are like ships shooting bullets or like whatever, battleships in the sky. It's hard to see because my camera quality. But they're like, a monster! You know, any of you who know humans, oftentimes it's not a monster. It's just a cute thing that they're choosing to antagonize and attack. So yeah, Four Swords. Swords is your headspace. And it says courage, guardianship, and conservation. So it's like the end of Pisces season is going to be you maybe speaking your mind and knowing that you are right and that some people are going to perceive it wrong. Like my ex might perceive me as me saying my thoughts so loudly was just devastating. But there's probably that Two of Cups match of like this bear, another bear on the other side of like as like another card, you know, both doing the same thing, and then like they come together and they're like, whoa, and then they just like hug, and then it's like really cute. So it's like I think something like that could be what's happening with the end of Pisces season. So I feel like by the end of this season you'll be celebrating. And let's just like get a very, very final message that's like the cusp of Pisces and Aries. So going into Aries, but still the very last, like the last day of Pisces season. We get number 3. So we go from number 2 to number 3, going from the 2 of Wands to the 3 of Wands, and now number 2 of the planets to number 3 of the planets, Venus and then Earth. So it says home, healing, and protection. So the end of the month, you have healed your home space and protected yourself and protected your home, your body, and your environment. So that's amazing. We're going to just go ahead and clarify. We got the Ace of Pentacles on the back of the deck, by the way, which I think is super cool. Okay. 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment is what that card is all about. So that's all I've got to say there. Queen of Swords. Yes. Matching with that King of Swords at the beginning of the reading. Now closing the reading, we've got the Queen of Swords. So it's like now you have a lot more trust in what this whole season and what the whole last however much time has been all about. You're like, it was real. My manifestations were real after all. The High Priestess. And now you just know that there's more, and you have a lot more confidence, wisdom, and faith of what's ahead on your journey. You feel like whatever it is that's on your journey, whatever challenges you may face in the home life, that you'll be ready to face them. For me, this is going to be like about finances and affording, because I'm going to, never mind. For those of you who know, I have a surprise for the channel in April. So I have to wait. Many of you can probably just guess what I'm talking about now, but that is the reading. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope you had an amazing Pisces season, and I look forward to doing Aries season next. All right, take care.